Alright, apparently this guy has Contra for me. I feel like he's like memeing and lying to me, but you know, I guess we'll see. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh my. You psychopath. Dude, what? Shout out to Frostyle. Die. What? You said he had slime minions, but I'm not gonna ask for it because beggars can't be choosers, right? Thank you so much, Frostyle. Frostyle, you absolute legend. Thank you so much, bro. That's crazy. He messaged me and he said I have more in accessories. He's got like 20 million accessories. He's giving me like 70 million slime minions. Look at this man. Why is it okay, I was gonna say, why is it trading for the bottom? Okay, and then just another 63 mil on top of it. I also lost my other contraband clip, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just give the shout out here. I want to say thank you so much to Atex for giving me this superior set, which is 2/3 exotic. It's exotic yellow, and the baby skin, and it's got perfect jaspers on every single one of them. I had a clip of him giving it to me, and I lost it because I'm an idiot, and it's been like a hot minute since he's given it to me, and I still have not shouted him out. So I'm doing it here. Thank you so much, Atex, and thank you so much as well, I'm so cool, or Frost, or whatever you go by. Thank you both so much for the donations, and now let's start the video. Greetings, everyone. Hope you all are doing pretty good today. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like do, but don't have an excuse as to why I like died again. Like, I've been busy. Things have been happening, but there's also been a few scenarios where I definitely could have recorded and I just didn't. And I kept telling myself like, yeah, I'll record later, like I'll have time, and then I'll either forget to or I'll just say the exact same thing again. But anyways, I was thinking about what I want to do for a video, and I kind of figured like I have a few theme park stories that I think you guys would enjoy. So basically, I like to go to theme parks a lot. I love roller coasters. I love all that type of stuff. Like that stuff is really fun to me. Pretty oftenly I like to go to Six Flags, and you know, I usually go with my friends a lot. And so with that, I've gathered quite a few stories. I'm probably only gonna mention two, but for the most part, it seems like there's always something interesting that happens at a theme park. And it's not just Six Flags. Like there's some interesting stuff that have happened at other parks as well. I cannot lie. I guess to really set the vibe, I'm gonna start telling y'all about interesting, maybe on the creepy side guy that I've found. I don't really know how to like introduce that in like a normal way, so I'm just gonna straight up say it like that. I got followed at a theme park. Theme parks have those nights where they stay up really late, and I love riding roller coasters at night. Like, riding a roller coaster is cool and all, but like in the dark, it is like 30 times better. I went to Six Flags with my sister, and we were planning on staying till it closes on one of the nights that it just happened to stay really late. And so pretty much every ride that we went on, it was like pitch dark the whole time. It was her and I, and then we also had another friend that went as well. So there were 3 of us. Well, we were riding rides and whatever, and it was fun. But my sister and her friend eventually started getting tired, and they wanted to just like break from the roller coasters for a little bit. And so I wanted to keep riding the roller coasters, even though my sister and her friend didn't. So I was like, all right, how about this? Y'all sit and chill and do whatever. I'm gonna go ride some more rides. If you need me, call me. And so they were like, all right. So I kind of stray off. It is literally like pitch dark at this point. I get in line for like the biggest ride of the park, and I got in line. And when I did, you know, I completely expected for other people to be on the ride with me because, you know, it's a big ride. A lot of people like it. Thank you, Ghost Pick, for not working. So I go into the back row because the very back row is my favorite because it's like the fastest or whatever. And when I do, there were 2 other people that came up into the line behind me to get to the same row as me. Which, by the way, for context, this ride had 4 seats on each side. Some of them have 2. This one was 4 seats on each side, so it could fit 4 people. So I was expecting like 3 or 4 people to be in my row, including me. So I get in line and I look behind me and I see 2 people come up behind me. I see a kid who's around my age, maybe like a year younger. This was about a year ago. I was 17. And then another guy pulls up and he looks like he was in his like mid 40s, early 50s maybe. And so I was like, all right, you know, 2 people or whatever. They start talking to me, and it turns out that they're like roller coaster like enthusiasts, people that are like crazy about rides. And I guess you could kind of consider me one. If you give me a park, I'll know some of the rides in it. Not all of them, but I would know like some good rides from it. They start talking, and the older guy, he seemed really nice, but he he was very nervous when he was talking to me and this other kid. And I'm sitting here like, maybe it's just for the ride or whatever, which maybe it still was. Like, I'm not gonna judge the guy because like, I don't know what his intentions were. Now, when it comes to those 4-seater rides, I prefer to sit on the end seats, right? I knew if these two guys were like huge roller coaster fanatics, then they're probably gonna want the end seat as well. I was in the very front of the line between the three of them, so I could have taken one. But I just asked them, I was like, do you guys want the end seat? The younger kid was like, sure. And then the older guy, he kind of like, he never really said yes, but he kind of like walked in front of me. He was basically like getting in line to get the end seat without actually saying yes, which is what I figured. So I gave it up. So at this point I was guaranteed sitting in a middle seat because the older guy was on one side and then the teenager was on the other. So with 4 seats and them being on both sides, I have to sit by at least one of them. And so just me being by myself and kind of being like a smaller guy, I decided to sit next to the teenager. And I could tell by this other kid too that like he was really uncomfortable by the other guy. And when I do, this other guy decides to give up his end seat that I gave him to sit also in the middle, directly next to me as well. So I was literally sandwiched. I was like, well, I could have taken that end seat, but he wanted to sit directly next to me. And so I was still like, whatever, it's fine. Maybe he's excited that he found other people that like roller coasters as much as him. So, you know, I was just trying to be nice. I don't know if he was there for the roller coaster or not, because that entire ride, I could see him in the corner of my eye just looking at me the whole time. He was not looking at the ride. He was looking at me. And so I'm sitting there, you know, like I'm trying to enjoy the ride or whatever. You know, I just see a face just like staring at me the whole time. I'm like, is he looking at me? And so I started to get a little comfortable as well because he started like getting really like close up on me and just staring at me the whole time. So the ride's over, our restraints are let up, and the teenager I was with, he dips. Like he literally just, he dips. He gets away. I'm still by myself. I don't actually know where my sister is anymore because she moved from the spot that she stopped at. And so at this point, I'm just walking around the park by myself. So I just stopped there right in the middle, right in front of the entrance of the ride. And I call my sister and I'm just like, hey, like, what are you doing? Where are you? Are you still gonna ride stuff or not? They were already in line for another ride, but it was one I didn't want to do. So she was just like, just do one more ride and then meet me at this spot. So I said, okay. Get off the phone and I look behind me just to see like how the crowds are at some of the other rides, and the same dude that was on the other ride with me was just standing there. So I'm like, all right, whatever. He's just like standing there like looking around, and then I saw him look at me. I start walking to the next ride. Keep in mind it's still pitch dark outside. There's people and there's kind of like lights up, but it's still dark outside and I was visibly by myself. So I start walking to the next ride and I look behind me and the same dude is walking behind me. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he likes this ride too. He wants to get on the same ride with me again. But then it kind of hit me. I was like, I don't know. There's something like slightly off that kind of scares me a little bit. So I decided to do that turn right method, where it's like people do it when they're driving, but some people do it when they're walking as well. Or if you feel like someone's following you, turn right 4 times. And if they're still following you after the 4 rights, they are trying to follow you on purpose. I did 4 turns, basically going in a circle. And when I did, he was still there behind me. And so at that point, I was like, I think he is following me and I'm not comfortable with him following me. So I just full on booked it. I started running. It was genuinely frightening. I literally can't lie to you. Yeah, but then after that, I never saw him again. I like made sure after that I met up with my sister, and even after I met up with her and her friend, I still made sure he wasn't around. However, for me, no experience beats this one experience that I had. So this will be the last story. To set the scene, I had a long day of riding rides with my friends. We were there for like 7 hours. We were having a good time. It was fun. But we started to get tired and we were getting hungry and it was getting late. So we were like, let's do one more ride and then we'll get out of here. At the time, my friends and I were tied as to which final ride we wanted to do. 2 of my friends wanted to do a drop tower, and then me and 2 other friends wanted to do one of the roller coasters at the park. So we just simply said, all right, how about this? Us 3 will go to the roller coaster, and then you 2 go to the drop tower, and then we will meet up in this certain spot and we'll go home after. So we said sure, and then we split up. So again, I like the very back of a roller coaster, but so do my friends. And so So majority of the time it seemed like I was in the very back, and so I was starting to feel bad. When we were in line, I told my other two friends, I was like, you guys can take the back, I'll get in the one row ahead, because this ride had 2 seats per ride. So one of us had to be by themselves or with another person. I took one for the team that time because I was kind of hogging it every other time, and I decided to let them sit in the very back. I've sat next to people on roller coasters plenty of times. I don't mind it at all. This surely ruined my day. We start locking in our restraints and stuff, and like the last second, I turn around to talk to my friends, thinking that it's gonna be just me on the ride, and I went to go tell them something. I hear, can I sit here? And I look to the side of me. There's a guy standing to my side who wants to sit on the empty seat next to me. So I said, sure, go ahead. The only thing I said is that you're gonna have to squeeze through me because I'm literally stuck in here. I'm stuck in the restraint. Oh my gosh, little did I know my life was gonna be changed forever. This guy, he sticks one leg over my knees to like try to get over me onto the seat, and he turns around and sticks his butt in my face. He literally sticks his butt in it. Like there's not like a range between my face and his butt. It was like almost direct contact. Like my nose was literally like so close to touching his butt. Like I'm sure bro could feel the breathing in the back of his pants. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a massive freaking butt in my face. Whatever. It's a little embarrassing haha moment. My friends are behind me. I know they're watching. But here's the thing. He literally was like stuck in that position or something, because dude was not moving. He stayed in that position with his butt in my face for, no lie, probably 30 or 40 seconds. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Then I made the freaking worst decision ever, and that was to inhale. And when I inhaled, I found out something I did not want to figure out. He sharted himself. This dude pooped his pants. He literally crapped his pants, and I could smell it. It was, oh my gosh, it was the worst thing I've ever smelled in my entire life. I didn't expect it either. Like nothing could have prepared me that he was gonna share some shart with my face. And dude, that was probably the worst smelling like crap smell I've ever smelled in my entire life. I feel so bad for the guy because I'm like, well, poor dude, he's probably embarrassed because he sharted himself and he's got to get right up in front of me. This dude did not act like he crapped himself, but I know he did. And the fact that it was in my face for like 30 seconds, like it just wouldn't get away. It was horrifying. I turn around and I expect my friends to be laughing at me. They looked at me like all giggling and stuff, and then without like saying it out loud because the dude was next to me, I turned around and like mouthed with my words like, he crapped himself. And when they realized what I was saying, hey, literally their smile faded as quickly as mine did when I started inhaling. It was horrifying. They felt so bad for me, and they thought I was lying at first, and to be so honest, I wish I was. When he sat next to me, I still could smell it, but like it wasn't as bad. On the ride, it's whatever. Like I'm sitting there trying to process what's happening. Like at that point, I didn't even care I was on a roller coaster. I was trying to process what event just happened to me. And then out of nowhere during the ride, I feel him aggressively grab my leg. Like he literally just like snatched that mess, bro. That pretty much covers it though. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing this story because I thoroughly did not enjoy experiencing it. But yeah, that'll pretty much cover it. Thank you all so much for 800 subscribers. We're actually getting a decent amount of subs pretty quickly, so I really appreciate the support. And make sure to join my Discord if you haven't already. It is really chaotic, like really chaotic. But we're always talking about literally everything. Like we'll talk about Hypixel and Minecraft, but we will talk about stuff in real life too. So if you just want to talk in general, then make sure to join. We also have bots and stuff, whatever. I'm not going to try to do this again. Join if you want to. Thank you all so much for watching. Join my giveaway as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later. Good like soul food. Parked up outside in the old school. The new me back.